YouTube? Topaz Jace back for another requested review, and this one is to that Bugsy Frigid. And you know, this is another one of them joints that isn't half bad and such, man. I mean, you're still in the growth stage of you building up your skills and all of that, man. But yet, songs like this can definitely help you build up your fan base and such. I mean, starting with that production, you did a really good job selecting a quality beat here, where it's one of those crosses between hip-hop and country and some rock and all of that, man, in which there's a reason why all of this goes so well together, because it's all based upon the same predicate. It's all in the same bloodline, man. Like, there's a reason why you hardly ever hear anybody sample up classical music or anything like that, because it really doesn't fit the template. But yet all of these brands of music relate, so therefore they work so well when people make production based on them. So this song is ultimately you breaking up with your woman and all of that, man, and you turning ice cold towards her, and you're trying to work that into some metaphors and play with it, like how you shouted out Sub-Zero and such in here, and how you started talking about the Titanic, which went down with the iceberg and all that. Literally, you are definitely thinking about it in the right direction. It's just you're not doing it the right way for it to be potent punchlines, you did, because you got to get more witty with it in order to land more of a potent punchline. Because instead of just blatantly shouting out Sub-Zero, which I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat, I got Mortal Kombat X, definitely enjoyed that, but yet instead of just shouting him out just for the plain nostalgia that people would have for him, you gotta write the bars in a way that would intrigue and such, man. And you know, just off the top of my head, how I kind of would have said this would be, okay, would I save a hoe? No. She's saying that I tore her heart out when you call me Sub-Zero, something along those lines. But as I realized that that's my punchline, I would go back and continuously rewrite it until it's absolutely perfectly put on the beat, and then also captures the attention the way it needs to be captured. Definitely left a lot of meat on this bone on how you could have gone ahead and worked that whole metaphor and continued to play with these lyrics and such, man. I mean, you could have touched on things like dry ice, in which if you did just a little bit of research on it, you could have realized, okay, dry ice is at negative 78 degrees, negative Celsius and such, man. And that's always a key thing when you're trying to be lyrical. It helps to go back and actually research. You don't have to write it all at one point, man. You can go back and read up on some things to make sure that you're absolutely accurate at what you're saying, and then take that and rewrite it directly into your bars like that, man. But then you can also look at it like it's the holiday season right now. You could have been talking about the abominable snowman that you've ultimately become. Or you could have talked about how this breakup is ultimately bringing you into the next ice age. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could have took and expanded on this, especially with this being a type of song that's really not anything new to the game. I mean, if you take a song that I really liked from back in the day, that Omarion produced by Timbaland called Icebox, pretty much the same concept here. That's one main thing I'm trying to stress here. Your research habits need to become stronger, because really ain't nothing new under the sun. When you create one particular type of song, a bunch of people have created those exact same songs, and you can take and learn from what they did and do better on your own accord. But let's jump into this video and such, man, which you filmed it in 4K, even though most people's TVs and internet and all that stuff really can't handle 4K right now. It's great that you're ahead of the curve, man, and definitely got some beautiful visuals here, because this spot that you selected was awesome. I mean, you got this mountain landscape underneath a bridge where there's a lot of graffiti and stuff, man. Like, the clashing of the colors and the actual scenery is completely different from what you've been doing, man. So it definitely covers up a lot of the similarities that you had with a bunch of your videos since you got the drone and all that, dude. But my thing is, let's expand on it, because you already got the hard parts already done, man. You got all of the equipment that costs so much money to get. Now that you got the equipment, all of these other people will fall in line, man. Like, you can go ahead and reach out to some choreographers and some dancers and all that, man. You can negotiate like a deal, like, okay, I'll film you guys a video like you've never had anybody do a drone to get visual coverage of you dancing and all that. I'll do that while you go ahead and do some dancing in my music videos. You can align yourself with some animators and such as well, man, to get all of your titles right, to show some extra effects, like if you got some diamonds and some jewelry on or something, to make it glisten at the right amount of time to be right on beat. Those are visual effects, and you can always sit up and watch these individuals do that and learn how to do it. But this track is definitely a step in the right direction, as you told me that you went on ahead and signed up to the ASCAP, and you know, that's a great thing to have. But yet it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Like, okay, they got your music, they gonna put it in all of these stores and such, that digital distribution and all that. That is awesome. But yet the key concept still stands. What's the point in having your stuff in all of these stores if ain't nobody buying it up? See, that's where promotion all comes into play, because I know a guy who got digital distribution. Or honestly, he got a distribution deal through a country record label and such that's trying to branch out into hip hop. So not only does he have the digital distribution, but yet the record label sent out all of the packages to the radio station so that they know who these individuals are, just in case if they wanted to play it. But the core thing is, they have to want to play it, and they don't want to play anything unless you paying them. And that happens to be the main thing that his distribution deal isn't doing for him and such, so he ultimately has nothing. And that's what you got to realize, man. It's nice to have the ASCAP, but it's better to have your own promotion and pushing towards your own individual fans and making your own sales. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.